Standard workflow tools are built simply to move structured data from point A to point B. Automation moves work, but orchestration coordinates decisions. CDAI is an advanced AI orchestration platform designed to turn complex, unstructured information into confident, auditable action. CDAI orchestrates reasoning, specialist AI agents, governance, human approvals, and evidence-driven decisions. Let's start with a live clinical triage workflow to make that distinction concrete. Patient information enters through a structured intake node. Notice the canvas as it builds. Each node type is color-coded. Triggers in cyan, AI agents in green, processing in amber, output in purple. The platform actively validates connections as you build, flagging missing configurations and governance gaps before you run. No silent failures. The GP analysis agent receives the patient record and generates an initial assessment. Here is where CDAI diverges from conventional automation entirely. Rather than following a pre-coded if-then path, the AI determines which specialists this specific case requires, dynamically based on reasoning, not rules. A neurologist and a neurosurgeon are recruited into the workflow automatically. They execute in parallel, simultaneously. Each brings a domain-specific depth. Neither waits for the other. This is not a prompt chain. It is a coordinated reasoning architecture. Their findings converge at the medical board node, a consensus layer that reconciles specialist opinions into a single recommendation. The output is an enterprise-formatted report. Every step logged, every decision traceable. Building that workflow manually, defining nodes, wiring connections, configuring agents would take a developer hours or days. CDAI eliminates that barrier with the AI workflow planner. Describe your objective in plain language. That's the entire input. The platform interprets your intent, selects the right data sources and agents, determines where parallelism adds value, chooses appropriate LLM providers, and generates the complete workflow graph automatically. In this example, a research question on GLP-1 agonists produces PubMed literature connectors, parallel safety and efficacy agents, and a mergent synthesis node configured for AI synthesis across multiple evidence streams. This is where CDAI separates from any tool with an AI step. CDAI generates the entire workflow architecture using AI, then executes it with agents that reason, debate, and produce governed outputs. Live validation badges appear on each node during build. Structural errors, disconnected paths, missing inputs, governance gaps surface immediately, not at runtime. The workflow is sound before you press run, not because you checked it, because the platform did. Autonomous AI execution must be interruptible. CDAI includes native human-in-the-loop governance, not a webhook to an external approval tool, a first-class workflow node. When the workflow reaches this gate, it pauses completely. The reviewer sees the full AI synthesis, the supporting evidence, and clear approval controls. They can approve, edit the output directly, or reject. Every decision is time-stamped, attributed, and auditable. Every workflow in CDAI is a versioned organizational asset. Full version history is maintained automatically. Roll back to any prior version in one click. Critical when a configuration change breaks a production workflow. And workflows can be exported, imported, and shared across teams. When a workflow reaches production quality, publish it to the built-in template marketplace. Although this demonstration includes healthcare examples so far, CDAI is domain agnostic. The same orchestration engine can automatically generate workflows for finance, compliance, customer support, operations, research, and enterprise knowledge management. Users simply describe the business objective and CDAI translates it into an executable workflow architecture. Your industry's data, your roles in the same platform. The fundamental limitation of every AI tool in the market today is the same: a single model returning a single answer with no mechanism to challenge itself. CDAI addresses this with agent debate, an architecture that deploys multiple AI agents assigned explicitly opposing viewpoints, then forces them to argue. In this oncology case, 3 personas are configured: an aggressive intervention advocate, a watchful waiting specialist, and a devil's advocate whose role is to challenge both. The workflow executes structured debate rounds. Each agent argues its position with citations. Each challenges the other's assumptions directly. The transcript builds in real time, not a monologue, a documented exchange. Each agent can be configured with its own LLM provider. For instance, run the intervention advocate on GPT-4o for aggressive reasoning. Run the watchful waiting agent on your private Anthropic instance for conservative clinical framing. Mix providers optimize for each role. CDAI supports any OpenAI-compatible LLM or your own model. The synthesis agent reconciles the debate into a single recommendation, one that has been stress-tested against competing viewpoints before it reaches the decision maker. It is a fundamentally different approach to AI reasoning, one designed for decisions where being wrong has consequences. The full transcript, every agent's argument, every round preserved, auditable, defensible to a regulator, a board, or a patient. Enterprise workflows increasingly involve multiple forms of data. CDAI handles unstructured data natively. Free text, documents, and medical images all participate within the same workflow graph. The imaging node accepts medical images directly. Each image is processed through the contact doctor biomedical multimodal LLM, a clinical-grade model purpose-built for medical image interpretation. DICOM, FHIR, and EHR connectors extend this to structured clinical data systems, making CDAI the only orchestration platform that operates across every data modality present in a clinical environment. Generative AI produces intelligent output. Organizations also need governed routing. Deterministic rules apply to AI-generated intelligence. CDAI combines both. A RAG retrieval node pulls from an internal knowledge base. Here, a customer review dataset indexed as a vector store. Retrieval is context-aware. The query adapts to what the upstream workflow has already established. The data transform node applies one of 12 operations to the retrieved data: filtering, classification, extraction, ranking, grouping, validation, deduplication, splitting, aggregation, and more. Each operation can be AI-powered or deterministic, your choice. The output reaches the decision node. A business rule is evaluated. A branch is taken. High-risk records escalate. Everything else routes to reporting. CDAI workflows run on demand, on schedule, or triggered by external events. Inputs arrive from files, databases, REST APIs, vector indexes, Google Cloud Storage, S3, Azure Blob, Salesforce, SAP, ServiceNow, Snowflake, and any system exposing an API. Every execution produces a complete audit trail. Every AI decision, human approval, transformation, routing outcome, and final report logged, timestamped, searchable, and exportable. This is the full picture. AI that generates its own workflows, agents that debate and reach consensus, governance that is native, not bolted on, outputs that are auditable by design. CDAI doesn't just add AI to your processes. It gives you AI that you can operate, govern, and stand behind.